channel Young Broken Board. I'm your host Void, and today I'm joined with my co-host Dorkmatter.
And today, this video is a bit different, okay? Once again, Marvel Rivals is the topic of discussion. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be categorizing what would our reaction be, say as a parent, if our child brought home X character as their date. So, we're going to release this series here in parts, right? We're going to be doing first up supports and tanks, and then lastly we'll close out the series with DPS. So, all that being stated, I'd say it's about time we get into this video. I will do a quick rundown though of the categories. So at the very bottom of the tier, right? We look at them, they bring them home. It's disowned child. You're getting disowned, kicked out of the family, goodbye, see ya, so long. Above that, you have does not approve. I'm gonna be giving you some side eye, you know, some stank eye. Perhaps family meetings are gonna be a little bit awkward, you know, because I don't know if I'll ever, you know, quite turn around to them, you know. It's a bad choice, I suppose. Then above that, you have it can grow on me, you know. It can, you know, maybe it's a little rocky at first, or maybe we're not just like hitting it off, but you know, after some time, perhaps I could see this, you know, person, you know, dating my child, eventually marrying, of course, you know. We'll see. It can grow on me. And then above that, you have great, happy for you. I see you together, you bring them in, and I'm thinking, that's a good choice. You picked a good partner. You picked, you know, good for you. And then above that, in the tippity top tier, we have marry into my family. I see this here, and I immediately just think, you need to marry my daughter. You need to marry my son right now, please.
Right fucking now, absolutely.
Adam Warlock, the perfect human. Where are you ranking?
That's a marry to my family immediately. The actual like golden boy, you know, Adam Warlock himself.
That is true.
The perfect. He's kind. He's loving. He'll treat you right.
I mean, I can't disagree with that.
He could probably learn new skills very quickly. Like he can learn to cook.
You see,
clean.
The only thing,
he could heal you.
That is true. That is true. He could heal you. The only point of contention I would have is, you see, am I going into this with the knowledge of like superheroes? You know what I mean? Like, am I like I'm in the Marvel universe, right? Do I know of superheroes' existence, or am I just in the regular world and I see this golden guy walk through my door? You know, I might be a little bit put off that he's gold. You know, I might be like, why is he gold? No, why is that spray paint or something?
I was thinking they exist in the Marvel universe already.
Okay, I agree then. I suppose we have a bit of knowledge about these characters. So in that case, then, I agree. We're gonna put him into marrying my family. I think Adam Warlock is just a great guy. I mean, come on now. He's the perfect human. Perfect organism. Next up on the list here, we have Rocket Raccoon. How are you gonna react to that?
Get the hell out! Get out!
I'm disowning my child. That is an animal. That is an animal. That is an animal.
To be fair, though,
like a human.
To be fair, this animal does have an IQ greater than yours and mine combined. He's actual super genius that is capable of crafting technology beyond our understanding.
He's still a raccoon, though.
I mean, that is true. See, this comes down to eventually we get into the topic of morality and ethics, you know? Is it moral? Can you date a raccoon if it's like Rocket Raccoon? Thing is, even if we ignore he's a raccoon, he still is a bit crass. He's a bit of a potty mouth on him, you know, he's a bit of a, you know, he's a crass individual. He likes gambling, hangs around, you know, roguish thugs, you know? I don't know, he's just...
I don't want my child hanging around that kind of crew.
I don't think I would approve. I think, for you said instantly disown because it's a raccoon. I think in the Marvel universe here, right, I think I would give it the does not approve. I think Rocket himself is just too much of a scoundrel. You know, he hangs around the bad crowd. You know, he's gonna be, I don't know. He might bring home a black hole, like a machine or a Gersh device, for all I know, into my living room.
Yeah, no.
So we'll put it, since it's together, it's our list. We have to come to an agreement here. We'll put him in the disowned child. I personally said we'll put him in the does not approve, but we'll agree here.
If he was a person, I'd put him in a does not approve, but he has the raccoon thing going against him, so I have to disown my child.
That is true. Like I said, I'm giving him does not approve. I think species here? Interspecies relations would be a bit different in the Marvel universe, considering he is a very smart individual at the end of the day. I wouldn't want to think about that, though. It would be one of those things that I just kind of push to the back of my mind.
Yeah, we kind of saw what happened when interspecies relations happen in the Marvel universe. You remember Howard the Duck and Darcy?
No, God! No, God, please!
We don't we don't talk about that. That is malarkey. It doesn't exist. Non-canon. We don't talk about that. I don't even know what you're talking about. You know,
it is non-canon.
Well, it's non-canon to real life as well. It just never happened. It's like it's like Mandela effect. Just the thought appeared in everyone's mind at once for some reason. Moving on here, our next character up is Invisible Woman. You know,
that is Is she married to Mr. Fantastic in this hypothetical?
That's a good question. We're gonna say all these characters are single. All these characters are single and ready to mingle.
Okay, in that case, I'm gonna say married to my family immediately, because if you know Sue Storm, she's a very kind, loving individual. She's literally the glue that holds the Fantastic Four together most of the time. Which
That
is
is
what
true.
I've seen in the trailer. Which is what I've seen in the trailer for the movie, which I'm very excited for. But yeah, she's essentially like the glue that holds all four members of the family together. So bring that into my family, the family's never gonna fall apart ever.
I'd have to agree. I don't even need to really add much to that. Perfect summary. She's just like I said, great family woman. I mean, come on now. Well, moving on here, we have. So we'll do this as two separate. I don't know how to do this. We'll do two separate people. It's Cloak and Dagger. Like, do you one for Dagger, one for Cloak? I guess we'll say we'll count it as one person in the sense of like if you have a daughter, you know, because I mean they're basically the same individual, you know. I mean, well, I don't know. Thinking, how do we break that up? They are inseparable. You know, they're quite literally inseparable. So we'll count them as separate people, like in a way, like okay, your daughter's either dating, you know, Dagger or Cloak or whatever, but the other one is still going to be there. Like you said, they're inseparable, you know. So what are you doing if you bring home? Let's just say your son is like, hey, I'm dating, you know, Dagger here, and there's also this guy Cloak. What are you doing there? You know, what's your reaction? You know.
I'd probably have a few questions, just like, are Cloak and Dagger are they dating or anything, or are they just friends? And then I probably get the spiel, just like, oh, one literally cannot exist without the other.
I mean, they're both superheroes. They're both good people at heart, you know. It's just gonna be very weird.
You've heard the dialogue from Marvel Rivals. Freaking Cloak will literally say Tandy needs help. He's putting Tandy's life above his own. He's not saying I need help. He's saying Tandy specifically.
That's true.
What's the category before marrying to my family?
It is great, happy for you. And below that you have it can grow on me, and then does not approve, and then disown child.
I think it'll grow on me. It'll be weird.
I think
first,
it can. I'd agree. Let's see. Next character we have is none other than Jeff the Land Shark. I think we know.
Disown my child.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, first of all,
I am
it's a
very
shark.
concerned.
It's quite literally a shark with legs. I mean, already it's off to a rocky start.
I am disowning you, and I am making sure you get the therapy you need, dear God.
Thing is, he doesn't even he's not even like Rocket where he's like super smart and speaks.
He's
and
like
stuff.
an animal.
Yeah, he's quite literally an animal. He's just
And I'm
speaks
pretty
in
sure
bubbles
one
and
of the
stuff.
comics,
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure in one of the comics, Tony Stark literally keeps him as a pet in like a pet bed and everything.
Mm-hmm.
Then when he leaves, I saw this in a YouTube short. I don't know if this is actually a comic, but when he leaves, he literally presses a button and it activates a laser cage that keeps Jeff inside. He's literally an animal.
Oh, absolutely. So, yeah, this one is pretty cut clear and dry. We don't really need to debate that one. So, moving on, we have Loki, Odin's son. Loki's son, whatever his name is. Laufey's son. That's right. Loki.
Yeah, that's a difficult one because
I know where I'm putting him.
Loki's a backstab.
I'm putting it does not approve. I see this and I wave my finger no. I'm leaving it like because it's not disown. I'm like it's not like I said. You're not bringing home Jeff. Right now? You know, quite literally, like I said, a four-legged shark. But it's Loki, where I'm at the point where I'm like, dude, this guy's totally gonna cheat on you. He's literally gonna stab you in the back. Like he's gonna cheat on you. You know, he's not loyal. Who knows? I just don't see it. You know, I just don't really see it happening.
Yeah, no, I don't approve of that.
Especially because he's like, you know, he's also uppity. You know, he's always talking about how Asgardians are so much better. So dating like a mortal,
so full of himself.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be really degrading and all that. You know, I just don't see him being a good partner for for the daughter. You know, I just don't see it. So put him there. we have our last two here. So second to last here for the sport category, we have Mantis. What are we thinking? I did. Mantis. What are we thinking?
She's a very kind individual.
She's
very
super.
empathetic.
She literally has empathy power. She's gonna quite literally always understand what the other partner, like what her partner's going through. You know, she's always gonna understand and be able to kind of help.
You are absolutely marrying into my family.
I agree. She's just like such a like source of kindness. You know.
Oh, you forgot one. Luna Snow.
Oh yeah, that's the last one.
Okay.
And the last one we have is Luna Snow for sports.
I am ready to put on a show.
Closing out the sports, Luna Snow.
I mean, she's a pop star.
That's true. I feel like for me, this one is just great, happy for you. I don't see it as the same. Like, don't get me wrong, Luna Snow's nice, but you know, I just don't see her as anything crazy exceptional. Like I said, Adam Warlock, Invisible Woman, and Mantis. Those guys have a track record for being great people. Mm-hmm. So instantly, I'm like, knowing their personality, I'm like, oh yeah, these guys marry into my family. Luna, on the other hand, you know, she's a pop star. She's a celebrity, you know, status. You know, it'll be like I would be happy because I'm like, oh wow, good catch, son. You know, you got a real good one there. You better not screw that one up. You know, rich pop star. Like that's, like I said, great, happy for you. But I'm not instantly thinking necessarily like, oh yeah, she's just such a great person. I want her in my family. You know. And to be fair, I haven't read any Luna comics, so I don't know how she's. Maybe she's a saint in the comics. You know.
My first exposure to Luna Snow was Marvel Rivals.
Yeah, so maybe she's a saint. Who knows? Well, that is part 1 of this series done here. We have ranked all the support so far. So in the next video, we'll be talking about tanks. Until then, stay safe. We'll be seeing you next time. Goodbye.
Goodbye.